Stranger Things. This was the epic thing that might have happened to us in 2025, right? In Stranger Things, we have a city called Hawkins, in which there is a lab with lot of scientific researchers and professors who are conducting some experiments which might be related to outer space and also the upside down as we know it. It is also related to some multidimensionals and the creature that doesn't exist in this world. Now, what if I told you that this kind of lab actually exists in our real world on the earth? Sounds crazy, right? Let's talk about this in today's video. My name is Priyanka and subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. In this video, we are going to talk about the laboratory which is similar to that of the lab that we saw in Stranger Things. But it is a bit different from Hawking's lab. Between the border of Switzerland and France, we have the biggest science experiment laboratory in the Geneva, which is located 100 meters below under the ground, and it is a circular tunnel which has high power magnets which produce magnetic field, and the temperature is colder than that in the space. This fact bends the reality itself. In the year 1954, a laboratory called CERN, which is named as European Organization for Nuclear Research, was built, and it is the world's largest particle accelerator. Now, what is particle accelerator and why is this huge lab built? What is its purpose? We have a lot of questions to uncover in this video. Now, in the beginning of the video, I told you about a large circular tunnel. This tunnel is about 27 kilometers long, which creates the most powerful magnetic fields. This tunnel is called the Large Hadron Collider, LHC. What is the main purpose of LHC? In this universe, we have biggest to huge number of cosmic things, but we have the tiniest thing as well. If we dig upon and go into the most tiny thing in any of the particle, we find an atom. Atom is the smallest unit of the chemical element, which is fundamental building block of all the matter. It is extremely small and often measured in nanometers, and atom mostly contains of empty space. In the center, it has a nucleus, protons and neutrons, and electrons orbit around the nucleus in certain orbits. It has a structure which is similar to our solar system. You should know this fact that every atom was formed right after the Big Bang. So the atom, the particle inside your body, is actually older and belongs during the Big Bang period. So in the Large Hadron Collider, there is a particle accelerator which accelerates these protons and also highly ionized neutrons towards each other with the speed of light. And at this extreme speed, a lot of energy and mass is produced. And this goes back to Einstein's equation E is equal to mc square. By this collision of highly ionized particles and protons, and with the highest speed, we can achieve and discover the particles that were created during the Big Bang itself. So the conclusion of doing this experiment of colliding the particles is to obtain conditions that were existing right after the Big Bang, and to find out what kind of particles were created and how much of energy was generated in microscopic units. So that's really amazing, right? We are literally creating the similar conditions that were existing right after the Big Bang. And by conducting these experiments, the most important particle, which is also known as the God particle, the Higgs boson, was discovered. Higgs boson was the matter which makes up all the mass and the space in the atom. The empty space that we see inside the atom is Higgs boson. Higgs boson was discovered by CERN in the year 2012, and its existence confirmed the standard model of the particle physics, explaining why the particles like electrons and quarks, which are the minutest particles in the atom, have mass. And it is massive, chargeless particle with zero spin. It's like nothing, but there is something. Now I told you about the term standard model. What does this mean? Standard model is of particle physics which describes the fundamental particles and the forces, by being Higgs boson a crucial final piece, which will explain how particles like quarks and electrons get mass through their interactions, like these high collision within the Higgs field and the magnetic field. So that is what is done in this laboratory. That's crazy, right? So Higgs boson was one of the most important discoveries, and after this there are a lot of discoveries that have been done. This laboratory has been useful to develop the World Wide Web, broadly used today as the internet. Apart from this, we have a lot of applications from the CERN laboratory discoveries that we are using right now in everyday applications. So this is about the particle accelerator, which is about 27 kilometers long, that is present right now. But in the future, CERN is proposing to build a tunnel which will be around 100 kilometer and more massive energy, so that they could discover much more of the particles that have been created during the Big Bang. And this could also uncover some of the secrets about the dark matter, dark energy, also antimatter and matter. We can know the exact conditions and also how the universe is built and how it was made and created. And one more interesting part, this particle accelerator makes about 100 billion collisions per second, but only 60 of them can produce energy and mass and are able to discover some new element if possible. So the probability is like very less, right? That is why this experiment is conducted repeatedly. The Large Hadron Collider is really big, but the collision where this happens through a tube is very thin. It's almost like a hair-like structure, and the particles within them are even more thin. Now let's talk about some of the people's belief about the CERN. Some people think that CERN is able to create a portal or like a multi-dimensional way where we can communicate with some other being. It can act as a portal, a time travel, or even we can discover the black holes or create a black hole ourselves. But these are all just myths. We are not doing anything like that. But yeah, it's a good topic to think about and just discuss about. It will be crazy mystery, right? Like as I told you in the Stranger Things, we have a lot of doors to open, gates to open from where the creature enters. So nothing of that sort is happening over here. This is pure discovery and pure science that is happening in CERN. But in the modern life, CERN has cutting edge technology which has developed a lot of fundamental physics and splits into our daily life through innovations in medical imaging, which includes PET scanners, proton therapy, MEDIPIC sensors. It also is used in computing and data, which is known as the World Wide Web. The discoveries have also been used in aerospace for radiation shielding, material analysis, and some of the cultural heritages. They're also influencing environmental monitoring as well as autonomous vehicles, which shows a large impact on the society. So generally the idea of building a bigger LHC is proposed, but some people find it like it is not actually necessary, and this can be actually used for some other causes like helping the other people for education or sponsorships. But there is another thought that we can give about this. What we are developing is pure science, and it is really amazing to think that we have generated and developed conditions that existed right after Big Bang and found out the matter that was created during the Big Bang. So that's actually a very huge thought. And now in the future, by this technology, the coming generations might develop something much more important that will take the humanity to the next level. And if nothing happens, maybe one day suddenly if there is something and our earth is destroyed, some of the particles will be left here like the laboratory and all. Maybe one day if someone else finds us like the aliens, they can come here and see what kind of technology we have actually developed and how brilliant humans really were on the earth. If you liked watching this video, subscribe to the channel and also let me know your thoughts about the CERN laboratory and what else you know about the laboratory that I might have not covered in the video. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring.